Peace.
Peace.
This is Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD. You're just now entering the cipher called Real2reel360. K-Wise.
Peace, God.
Bring that beat in, kid.
Indeed.
Peace.
Yeah. What's going on, party people? Welcome to the Real2reel360 show. Let's get it in.
We do the knowledge and wisdom so you can understand. Real360 shows in full command. We changing the game for how it all was taught. From bondage to freedom to an independent thought. Yo, the show is here to bring about a change for real. To lighten everyone so we all know the deal. 360 degrees is a fact. We created the show to give our love back to our communities so we can know what's going on and give them the support from knowledge to born. So if you're ready to learn, then it's time to go. Sit back and relax and enjoy your show. Peace.
Peace, peace, peace in the name of Allah. Peace to Allah's mighty 5% nation of gods and earth. To all the human families of the planet Earth, I be DJ KY's Allah. We give you love, peace, happiness, hi, hello, salute. You know what I mean? Yo, listen, welcome to the Real2reel360 show. We got a fantastic and epic show for you today. We have some legends in the building that changed the game, but I ain't gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna roll it for my mans. I'm gonna bring on my co-host with the most. I ain't got no introduction for him, but I'm gonna just let it rock out the way it do, like this. Let's go.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Sure enough.
But who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
Who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
I can't hear you.
Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD.
Peace, almighty.
Peace, 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 peace. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Peace to all the 5% nation of gods and earth. But today is all about this one group right here that changed the game when they stepped in the early 90s with knocking the boots. Then they rocked out with slow. You know what I'm saying? They like it slow. Then they changed the game when they did the remix, the thin line between love and hate, and came back with emotions.
Yes, sir.
Anybody who know anything about this group right here should be standing on their feet, clapping their hands for this man right here, my brother Shazam of H-Town.
Peace and blessings.
Yo, what up, man? My pleasure.
What's good,
Peace.
my brother? Yes.
Peace, family. How you doing? Peace, family. How you
doing?
Yeah, what's up, man? Y'all day going today, man? Y'all good?
Yeah, man. We in the building, man. We've been trying to work out the kinks all day because we was like, shit. We got H-Town in the building. We got everything on point, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, if you don't mind, if individuals been on under a rock, and they've been, you know what I'm saying, they ain't been around no radio in 20 years or what have you, could you just tell them, you know what I'm saying, who you are and what part you played in the group?
Well, man, you know I'm the legendary group H-Town, man. I'm Shazam, man. I'm known as one of the lead singers of H-Town, and also the high note man. Hit all the high notes and falsetto licks, and was well, me and GR both, we had that thing with the dance moves, and we was really known for our dance style, you know what I'm saying, along with my brother Dino. But yeah, we one of the founders of H-Town between us three, you know.
No doubt. Now, when it came down to those dance moves, man, y'all had the ladies falling out, man. Who was the one who did the choreography for y'all?
Well, it was between me and GI, you know what I'm saying? Me and GI, we had like a mixture, you know what I'm saying? And cause we was in a band, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of time we was in the Jack Yates band. So a lot of moves that, you know, between, you know, we took some of the band moves with our ideas, and then also some of the scribbles. They combined it all together and made an H-Town style, you know?
No doubt, man.
Yeah, they do that. They do that.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, I got a story about that. It was crazy. Back in the early 90s, y'all was on tour with Silk, right?
Yeah.
and y'all came out to Long Island to this place called Westbury Music Fair. And I hope I don't get in trouble with what I'm about to say. But I was dating this female, and for a long time, like, she wasn't trying to, go to that next level. Y'all came on stage. Y'all hit a few of them dance moves. She turned back and looked, and she was like, "Yo, Daddy, you getting it tonight?" I was like, "Sing, brother, sing."
That's great. Hey.
Yo,
yeah.
I tell you, I laugh about it all the time because, when y'all did y'all thing or was doing your thing, it was epic, man. It helped out a lot of young brothers, like I said myself, during certain situations.
Yeah,
and, how do you feel like with today, the same energy and same love is not in the music like it was back then?
Well, man, at the end of the day, I just look at it, I guess everybody had an era, man. I think there's no era like the 90s era. You know what I'm saying? I think we stand alone, you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of the newer generation, they're just different, man. You know what I'm saying? So I guess 20 years from now, I wonder what they people gonna say about that generation. But I just think, man, every era, we was just something special, man. It was just something about that era that can't be duplicated. And it's the feel, man. Like, the 70s had their era, the 80s had their era, the 90s, and now we more of these millennium babies, and they try. So, I try not to go too hard on them. I try to do more like, well, at least they doing something positive. They not out there raw and killing nobody. What the singers are, what the rappers, I don't. Crazy right now. It's almost suicide to become a rapper these days.
Yeah, definitely. In the beginning, how did y'all form H-Town? Did y'all come from like different groups and come together?
Well, me and my that's my brother. So we grew up together and been around each other all our lives. And then the other guy, GI, we just kind of all went to the same high school and lived in the same projects. GI was more of at the time was DJing a lot of parties, skating rings, and he was kind of into the rap thing. And me and my brother was in the singing thing. And we had a couple of other members in our group, but they didn't stick with it like me and my brother did. So it's like one day we just all went to an audition that they were trying to host at our school. A producer was looking for singers, and GI heard about it. And we all showed up at the same time. And at the time, I think High Five and The Boys and a lot of these groups was like the hot groups at the time, The Boys and High Five and all of them. And me and my brother was a duet, and they was like, well, duet, that's not in right now. We need a group. So we looked at GI and it was like, well, my brother was like, what about him? You know what I'm saying? He's trying to do his thing, and we just kind of like formed it from there.
Man. So, but we always ask individuals, how was it the first time you heard your song on the radio? Where was you at that point? Do you remember?
Oh, I think the first time I heard my song on the radio, I think I was at home, you know what I'm saying? And, I was at home, and actually in my car. I probably was at home in Houston driving my car, and I heard the song, and it was like, wow, it was amazing, you know what I'm saying? You can't believe it, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like when your song come on the radio, even to this day, man, people will call me, oh, I just want to tell you your song on the radio. Hey, I just want to tell you your song on the radio. You know what I'm saying? So when it first happened for me, it was like a dream come true. I really couldn't believe I was really excited. You know what I'm saying? So even now when I hear my songs on the radio, I don't really get excited like that, but I'll be like, oh, okay. I still kind of take a pause and listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, when the first time you was performing on stage and you was performing your own songs and you was seeing how the ladies was falling out, trying to reach and grab you and your brother, and you know what I'm saying, and GI, how was that feeling? Because, everybody knows that in the 90s, y'all was one of the hottest sex symbols of the 90s.
Well, man, all I can say was some wild times at that time. Man, you know what I'm saying? We was teenagers at the time. People don't realize how young we was, but we was literally teenagers, babies, man. So it was like some wild times, and it was very. I grew up quick. That's all I can say. I grew up quick. I grew up quick.
Now, when it came to your music, who did a lot of the writing for you, for the group?
Well, actually, all three members, we all write. Every song you just about hear about H-Town is written by all three members. That's one thing we specialize in, and we wrote mostly all 95% of our songs. We wrote them all. You know what I'm saying? My brother Dino was more the production end, doing for us, doing some of the music, but for him to come to writing, all three of us wrote and arranged and vocal produced and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So really pretty much everything H-Town you hear is H-Town. From the dance style, we come up with our own dance style, singing style, the way we write our songs. And then we had our producer also, Stick. He was a part of our formation and creation too. And we kind of branched off and just went 100% everything H-Town. From production, from writing, from vocal arrangement, from arranging everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. How did the collaboration come together between you and Uncle Luke?
Oh, we had a manager, man, that was really good friends with Luke, and he was trying to get into the music business. And Luke was just basically told me, if you ever get a group or ever come across some, you want to try to get it out there, let me know. Hit me up. So, our manager had a real connection with Luke, and he wanted to get into the music. He wanted to get out of other business and get into this business. So he ended up discovering us and record a demo tape on us. And then Luke ended up hearing the demo tape. Luke didn't like the demo tape, but one day he had Luke and he made Luke miss the plane. And then Luke brought Luke to the studio and we sung. Actually, the song I recorded was a song called Lick You Up. You know what I'm saying? And Luke was like, whoa, they some baby Lukes. Up and at 17, he like, oh, these some baby Lukes right here. They singing. Who's singing? Nobody was really singing kind of raunchy like that. Our first two singles came out, knocking the boots and licking you up.
Right.
Knocking the boots and lick you. So it's like you don't get no raunchy in that. It was more like, whoa, this go good with my image because I talk about this, and now I got the R&B guys. They like baby Lukes. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. When you was working with Uncle Luke, how was that going on tour with him?
Oh, that was just like a learning experience, man. It was wild. Like it was wild too, but it was a learning experience. We learned a lot, you know what I'm saying, of stage presence and how to put a show on and entertain the crowd, you know what I'm saying? So it was like a dream come true just to be going city to city and seeing how the road thing goes. So we learned a lot from Luke from that end of how to actually put a real entertaining show on.
So being in the business, who was your most influential of you or the group itself? Like who did you really took on for as mentors for you?
Man, we looked at a lot like New Edition, you know what I'm saying? New Edition was like the blueprint of all groups. But what we did with New Edition, we tried to go the other way. Like New Edition was kind of clean cut and nice. We want to be like, we're going to take the shirts off. They dance more choreographed. We said, no, we're going to dance more like, pelvic thrusts and like strippers, baby strippers, but not just using your butt. You know what I'm saying? If anybody watch H-Town dance, we straight pelvic thrust, but we ain't twerking or nothing like that. You ain't going to ever see that. So it was more like, we took a group that had a group, but we want to go the opposite of them. You know what I'm saying? Right, we was like a bunch of Bobby Brown was more like the bad boy of New Edition. We was three Bobby Browns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like with the other route. You know what I'm saying? But New Edition was one of the groups. Michael Jackson, Prince, Stevie Wonder, Teddy Pendergrass, was a lot of big influence on us. The Jackson 5, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then even the what really conspired us too was the group called The Boys. We was like, oh, kids can make it. You know what I'm saying? We thought kids couldn't make it anymore until we saw them. We like, whoa, okay, kids can make it. We can still keep trying to get at this. So we ended up kept pursuing our career after we seen them making it. And we really kept pursuing until we ended up getting a deal. We was around 16, 17 years old when we signed our deal. We were still teenagers.
I was dubbing y'all the raunchy OJs.
Yeah.
I said, look at these two. They they got the harmony and everything. They stepping, but these boys are flexing like, you know, like they you know, I want to say, what was the group? The Chippendale, boy. I said, man, these are raunchy OJs up here getting it. You know what I mean?
We want to be like, we just want to be different, man. So, you know,
Absolutely.
we come up with our own everything. Basically, when you hear H-Town record or when we open our mouth, you can say, oh, that's H-Town or that's somebody, you know what I'm saying? So we try to create distinctive sounds from even our music, you know what I'm saying? Even our sound and our music, you know, we just try to do everything just different. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all broke that mold. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yo, I tell you, it's funny. My cousin, Doc Kim, he just commented. He was with me that night. We was at Westbury Music Fair.
Yeah.
When I tell you, I ain't gonna tell you how it ended up, but it wasn't a good look. But I had to get what I had to get. But I was on a mission. But when it came down to, like you say, your dance moves and the pelvic thrust, did you get any pushback from individuals because of the way y'all was dancing?
Well, you know, not really, but we did get pushed back because we had started to pull our pants down and pop with like throw it with boxes on. Have you ever seen the video Part-Time Lover? We drop our pants, like hitting it bang with our pants down. So we started to add that routine in our show. So we got arrested a couple of times and escorted out the building, and you know all that. You know you can't do that. You know the mayor's here with his kids. You know we was getting stuff like that. So a lot of times when we would do like the Black Expos, they would make us cut the pelvic thrusting and dropping the pants. We would drop our pants and have on boxers and you know, nice silk boxers, and they was like so stuff like that. You know, we did get some backlash on that, and we got escorted out of a couple of cities for doing that. We want to be.
So listen, that comes down to my next question. What was one of the most, let's say, embarrassing moments for y'all on stage that you can recall that y'all look back and be like, yo, you remember when this happened?
When I caught a Charlie horse and my whole leg gave out. Hit the floor and everybody thought I was dead. Like somebody shot me out and I was and like my muscles was firm. I think I tied my boots too tight. And, blood circulation in my feet, and I just hit the floor.
Oh man!
So you know, I was like, I do remember that. Yeah, that happened in Las Vegas. It was in Vegas when it happened too.
Now, y'all redid Thin Line Between Love and Hate. And that was a classic before y'all done it, and then to redo it. How much pressure was it to take it to the next level?
Well, the deal was, man, we want to take the song and make it our own. Like almost to where, not to say we jacked them for the song, but it's almost like we want to take it to where it was gonna be so phenomenal to where it's an H-Town song. Like that's H-Town. You know what I'm saying? Almost like. Because I hear people say that to this day like that. I didn't even know that was it was such a, like the old heads know, but some people thought it was the songs we did it so much our way. Yeah. It basically just became our song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Almost like what Troop did with Michael with the Jackson 5 song. You know what I'm saying? They did it so well that it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay. So, you know, it was not really no pressure because we really wanted to say, okay, we're going to take it and do it H-Town way. You know what I'm saying?
On that same note, what was it like working with Shirley Murdoch and Zap on that?
Oh man, that was like a learning experience. Like Zap is truly a genius, and Roger
Right.
is like a genius in the studio, a genius, musician, writer, producer. Shirley Murdoch, unbelievable vocals.
Yes.
Like just a lot of talent everybody talented and everybody fairly young, and it was just an awesome time for us, man.
Now, coming out of H-Town, coming out of Houston, there was a lot of talent come out of there. How much of competition did you feel, when y'all were trying to break out?
Well, we didn't really feel any competition from Houston because we the first male group to really just sell 1 million records and really make it out the city. Like, to this day, we still the biggest R&B male group from Houston, Texas. Like,
right.
We really only have like H-Town and Destiny Child. You know what I'm saying? We're like the forefronts of R&B Houston. Then you have Ideal, but they didn't really reach the plateau of a H-Town and a Destiny Child. You know what I'm saying? But the faces of Houston right now, when it comes to R&B, is H-Town and Destiny Child and Beyonce. So it's like we opened up and paved the way for Beyonce and them.
Now, I was going to ask you about that. How does it feel to be so influential that you open the doors for a lot of acts that come from that area?
Man, it feels great. A lot of times people don't want to give us the credit for that, but we the reason why they call the city H-Town. So we named ourselves H-Town to put our city on the map. So a lot of people just ran with it, especially the rappers. A lot of the rappers, they ran with it. You know what I'm saying? But it feels good to know that we was somebody to be first to help get a lot of recognition on this city. Because I remember when we came out, people was like, man, I thought y'all just gang bang and rode horses until we came out. Gang bang and rode horses. The Fifth Ward boys was like the Houston, thug and shoot, killing and hardcore. They was like, they thought we was in Fifth Ward. I mean, they thought we rode horses and gang bang all day and hustle and shoot.
Yeah, everybody know about the bloody nickel. Everybody know about the bloody nickel.
Yeah, we really showed the more of the loving side, sexual side, romantic side of Houston with a little hardcore with it, not just soft and nothing like that. But it was just like, okay, this seemed more like human beings right here, like what I'm talking about,
Let's be straight. Y'all were half porno stars, man.
I don't know about that. I can't say we was borderline. Not strippers, but we the closest thing to being strippers in the R&B world.
I was going to ask that
because stripping
was y'all going stripping?
Huh?
I was going to ask if y'all didn't make it in singing, was y'all going to hit the pole, go stripping?
Nah, if I would have made it singing, I would have done the stripping thing. You know what I'm saying? I think I probably either been growing up in the hood, you dip and dabble with a little dope here and there, you know what I'm saying? What I'm not proud about, but you dip and dabble with a little dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you dip in that I boxing. So I either had my 3 choices for me was either selling dope, boxing, or singing. But the singing just came first. You know what I'm saying? Because I started out trying to box a little bit. I came up and went up the rankings, and then the singing came along and I was just like, hey, the dope thing, hey, I didn't work when you went to juvenile one time and they put me in a program called Scared Straight. And they like, I said, oh, you right, Mr. Lieutenant, well, I don't want to come back up, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
A program called Scared Straight. And
absolutely, yes.
Changed me from like, nah, I can't be doing this, you know what I'm saying? So that the singing thing is, the music is what we went with, and that's what we got to break at.
Well, at one point, and still that Houston artists were definitely unified, whether it was hip hop or whatever the case may be. They showed a lot of love to each other, and that's something that a lot of individuals didn't see in different areas. I think that with the Ghetto Boys and the Fifth Ward Boys and stuff like that, that kind of sealed that unification and showed that Houston had love for each other.
Yeah. You had the Little Flips, the Chameleon Owls,
Yeah.
Willie D, Scarface. They also had solo success.
Uh-huh.
So we had a lot of Power Wall, Little Kiki, Slim Thug. So the list go on and on with rappers and the kind of Forte put the city on the map along with H-Town and the Fifth Ward Boys.
Right.
And then Rap A Lot Records, Little James Prince with Rap A Lot Records is also a pioneer that opened up a lot of doors for the city and just music, period.
Right. Now, speaking of music, y'all got a song called Super Love.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of individuals need to go get that EP.
Yeah.
A lot of individuals need to go get that EP because if you thought that it died, it didn't die. It didn't die.
Date Night, man. The name of the EP is Date Night. So, that's what we call it, Date Night. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Put the album on with your woman and, you know what I'm saying? We decided to call it Date Night. You're on the time with your woman, just relax and listen to something. You know what I'm saying?
No question. And see, that's the thing. Like a lot of times they push back or they try to shelf individuals who are actually still singing about love in the music.
Yeah.
And nowadays you have to go back to a H-Town or go back to a Silk, go back to a 90s artist to hear it, unless you listen to a lot of Southern Soul. But I think, Kay, do you got that single lined up?
True indeed.
Well,
there's a question on the board real quick.
Okay. In the 90s, I was in Houston. They had groups singing downtown. Were H-Town one of them?
A group singing downtown?
Yeah, they had groups that were singing downtown. I think that's what he was trying to say, like
downtown.
A lot of acapella groups and stuff, you know what I'm saying, was out trying to sing downtown, I guess.
Oh, yeah, most definitely at Jack the Rapper. Jack the Rapper was at the Hyatt Hotel, so we was one of those groups down there going to the Jack the Rapper downtown at the Hyatt, singing for everybody, we sung for everybody before we got a deal. MC Hammer, Johnny Gill, Bobby Brown. I mean, everybody, man. And a lot of these cats don't even remember that we sung for them, but we sung for everybody trying to get a deal, man. Devontae Swing from Jodeci. So yeah, we was downtown. That's the main we would go down there. Is at the Jack the Rapper convention downtown. They would have every year go down there and try to catch a break.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that was what, Third Ward?
No, downtown is it's close by Third Ward and Fourth Ward and Fifth Ward. It's like it's not considered. It's just the downtown of Houston, but it's close by. It's surrounded by all the wards: Third Ward, Fourth Ward, and Fifth Ward.
That's called the Strip.
Yeah,
yeah.
All right, okay. Let's cue that up, man, so they can hear. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't heard it, what they've been missing, and they need to go get it.
Yeah, Date Night, Super Love.
Super Love, man.
Oh, baby. Oh, my baby. It's like drinking sweet water. Oh. Told me to be patient. I ain't got no time for that. 'Cause my heart is racing. And I don't want no heart attack. Oh. Show me that body. Girl, show me that body. Show me that body. Show me that body. Oh, my baby. Call me up, girl, you know I got that super love. Call me up, girl, you know I need all your love. Call me up, girl, you know I got that super love. Call me up, girl, you know I need all your love. I'm about to turn you out. Cause that's what it's all about. I'm about to turn you out. Leave them scratches on my back. Girl, you know I like it like I've been waiting patiently. Slow loving like R&B. Don't you run away from me, no. Don't you wait and see. Show me that body. You show me that body. Show me that body. Show me that body. Yeah, ooh, baby. Call me up, girl, you know I got that super love. Call me up, girl, you know I need all your love. Call me up, girl, you know I got that super love. Call me up, girl, you know I need that's what it's all about. Take 'em all, I can turn you out. Take 'em, that's what it's all about. Take 'em all, I can turn you out. Take 'em all. Cause that's what it's all about. Take 'em all, I can turn you out. Take your body down. That's what it's all about. Take 'em all, I can turn you out. Take 'em all. We're kissing and touching while we love that baby. We're kissing and touching while we celebrate. We're kissing and touching while we love that baby. We're kissing and touching while we celebrate. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Super Love right there from H-Town. Go out and get that, download that, stream that. Make sure that when you're on date nights, you got that playing with that soft wine and candlelights in the background.
I had to come back for a minute.
And the name of the EP, y'all, is called Date Night. Got 6 songs on it, man. We got a song featured with Shy, song featured with Cut Close, song featured with Little Flip. So we did some stuff with our peers too, you know what I'm saying? So it's out there right now. And we also in the back of the studio working on some more stuff that's gonna be coming real soon.
Now, when y'all came out, like you said, there was Shy, you know, and you had your other peers. How hard did y'all try to make it for the acts that came behind y'all on that stage?
Oh, very hard. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had got to a point people didn't really want to come behind us because we was one of the only groups that's taking the clothes off. And at that time, we was really, 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 really in shape. You know what I'm saying? And we was ripped up. And, you know, well, first we started off from being skinny. And then as we got older, we started to hit the weights and start to buck up. You know, like the Like It Slow video, you can see us. We like little Hercules in there. We like little Hercules in like they Like It Slow video. But yeah, we was one of the only groups at that time really taking the shirts off, you know, besides I guess Jodeci, but we was like taking our shirts off and you know, but we had the dance moves to go with it, you know what I'm saying? And the forces. So it was they had to come with it, you know what I'm saying?
I was thinking like I started noticing like Shy would try to open up their shirts and Silk would try to open up their shirts when but y'all were just topless.
Yeah.
And y'all was sagging with your pants, had the boxes on top.
With the boots and all that, and you know, or if we wasn't taking our shirts off, we had vests on. You can see skin, you can see the arms, you can see the stomach. Or we'll put jackets on with nothing up under it, or just so it just that's what we was known for, you know. I'm trying to get back to it. It just taking me some time. Older now, but that weight don't fall off like it used to.
Nah, not like it used to.
You don't fall off like it used to. You know, honestly, that's my goal this year. I told you know, I'm back touring all over the world. I said, you know, this year I'm gonna take this shirt off again. I ain't really. I say give it to May. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Ladies, so if you see an H-Town concert after May, trust and know he's gonna have that shirt off for you.
I'm taking it back to 1996, man. I gotta do it.
on that album, which y'all had, Y'all did like a dedication for that album to like a cause, because for the ladies.
The ladies edition, yes.
Ladies edition, yeah. Well, tell me a little bit more about that. How did that came about?
Well, that was a project, man, that we want to work on. We had a couple of people in our family died from spousal abuse, and so we kind of like want to do something to show more mature side of H-Town, not doing every song about sex. You know what I'm saying? We know sex is what kind of got us there, but at this time we had got a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more closer to the Lord, and our minds was like, hey, man, do we want to just be known every song about sex? So that's what made us come with the natural woman and the ways to treat a woman and songs to hit on spousal abuse and stuff like that. Right. I think the Cole Brown system had just died at that time, and so we had kind of want to put an awareness out there about spousal abuse and stuff like that. You know, a lot of that album was before its time, and a lot of people didn't really want to give us props for it, but like people like I think like Destiny Child, I think they took the whole concept from that album. That's when they started saying, I'm a survivor, I want to give her all the ladies in the pen. Ladies edition was first, but they was able to run with it because for us, people were so used to hearing us sing the hey, man, what that shit? We need to hear that, man. But now they respect that album. They like, man, that's a bad album. As I go back,
definitely is.
A lot of time people was not mature enough to accept that type of music from H-Town, giving women props and trying to, uplift the woman, basically stopping the spousal abuse and just letting them know how important women was to our lives. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
that was
definitely trying to do something different. We was big on being different, and we want to have some more of a meaning and and something this time rather than just sex, everything sex. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I have to say that was a timeless album right there, bro.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. All the jams on there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what was the highest grossing single that y'all had that really like changed the game for you? Whereas you was like, shit, we can move out the projects now.
Knock on the Boots was really at the time we sold 2 million singles, which was unheard of, but really we sold too much singles. Knock on the Boots came out. It sold like 2 million singles, and that was unheard of, which we should have cut the single off to sell more albums. But
right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the time, we supposed to got together, but we didn't get out. You're young like that. That money don't be like, the money don't be right like it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I just say, knocking the boots. We still haven't had a song to top that particular song. But the other songs like Emotions and Lick You Up and They Like It Slow. They Like It Slow was the biggest. Now that was like the biggest selling independent single in the world. You know what I'm saying? I did all the Masterpiece and all the Cash Money for his ass independent wise. So that song was #1 on the independent charts.
That's my joy right there.
Right.
You
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's hard to like for me to really say which one was my favorite because I rocked with They Like It Slow. I rocked with Emotions. You know what I mean? And I rocked with Lick You Up and Down. Like these are, it's like hard to say which one because all of them was effective in the situation. Yeah, part-time. All of those was effective.
And then the albums, man. One thing I can say about H-Town, I do feel like we did great albums. You know what I'm saying? Like just Full-Time Love. We did great albums. Like you could put our albums on and just let the whole album just run.
What you did for him was because he had to take one for the team. So, that was a blessing for him, what y'all did for him. So if he ain't going to, he need to give y'all your props right there. That's what he needed to
do. My thing is this here, like we keep it a band. Every man that took one for the team. Right? Everybody been a wingman here and there. You know what I mean? We ain't going to sit up here now like that ain't happened. You know what I'm saying? Mess around and pulled up your man, got a heavy Chevy waiting on you. And that ain't what he told you from the beginning. So, little Hennessy and a little part-time love and Emotions to get you through the day.
Yeah. That's the plan.
That's the plan. So, but when it comes down to your music and making timeless music, that you can play every last one of those songs today on a date.
Yeah.
How does that feel knowing that you done made timeless music?
Well, that feels great, man, because it even appalls me sometimes. I'm making money I did 30 years ago and able to still make money off of it, and to still tour around the world, and people love the song that says that, hey man, we really contributed some to the 90s R&B, and we did great music. So it feels good, you know what I'm saying? Because who would have really thought that your music was still standing around for 30 years and still getting stronger and getting introduced to newer generations? Like Knocking the Boots and these songs, Emotions, it get introduced to more and more newer generations. You know what I'm saying? It grows even bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Now, did y'all ever get an opportunity to remaster and reboot a lot of those songs and put them all on one CD or one EP?
Well, we have the Best of H-Town, that we did that, and we're actually working on the greatest hits right now. But we just taking some of our best songs and put, like, we did the Best of H-Town. Now we're gonna maybe do a greatest hits, and then we might do a volume 1, 2, because it's like we had so many great songs in the album cuts that was like big songs. That, like, we got a song called "Don't Hold Back the Rain."
Yeah,
it's one of our biggest songs in England.
Yeah.
The country of England is like huge. It's bigger than Knocking the Boots.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have stuff that didn't even hit over here, hit over there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, how is the not to get in your pocket, how is it so much different over there than it is here for us with the music?
Man, the difference is, man, when the fans over there, when they love you, they love you. They don't, like, over here, sometimes people over here can start looking at you as being a has-been, or they make a child look at you as being a old school, or da-da-da-da. But over there, it's like, you like on some Michael Jackson stuff. You like they just crazy, like bust out and cried and right there on the spot. Like, I can't believe it. Like, like they hold their artists like you a superstar in their eyes at all times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Here, you become a legend. You may be like, oh, they ain't the big deal no more like that. Used to, people tend to do that over here.
Right.
They don't hail you as though, but over there they hold you as like almost like when you first came out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
what was your first experience going overseas? How was that like?
My first experience going overseas, man, getting my clothes ripped off. They bum rushed the stage and ripped all my clothes off. I ripped my shirt off, pants off, standing on stage trying to run and get off the stage like that. We first went over there.
Oh wow.
And then where I couldn't believe, like, the money you can make from DJs over there. Like, DJs pay you to do a drop. Like, here, you're not gonna get, ain't no DJ gonna pay you to do nothing over here, but over there, they pay you to go, hey, I'm chilling with DJ Chill on the mic. They'll pay you $300-$400 for that. So when I went over there, I was like, they was like, hey man, you want to make some money? So we rented out a studio, and the DJs over there want you to customize their instrumentals. Like, they'll take a Knock on the Boots and say, I want you to say, how much you'll pay? I'll give you $1,000 to do this in the song. That you'll go, I'm jamming with DJ Chill, body rocking, knocking the boots. What? Pay you. Then the DJs, they fighting over there because they don't, well, I don't want them, he can't be in my session. I don't want them to hear what I got going on with my song. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the people over there pay you for drops and specialize in their song, which over here, you ain't going to get that. Everybody, is you crazy? But only over there. And then everybody has a radio station over there. In England, everybody has a underground station.
Right.
Like, most of the black community, they listen to the underground station, the pyro stations. Everybody has stations in their garage. That's what I noticed when I went over there. to England. I was like, wow, and they was like, y'all are huge, man, and you and your brother, man, y'all the Black Princes of London. They call us the Black Princes of London, of England. I mean, like you got Harry. What's the guy? The Harry and the two
brother.
The two princes over there. They used to call me and my brother the Black Princes of England. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we was really big on the underground. We was mainstream, but we was really, really big on the underground with all the underground stations. I think they call them pyro stations or something like that.
Yeah, the pirate stations. Yeah,
the pirate stations. Yeah, pirate stations. Yeah.
Now, did you and GI ever think about staying over there in England, getting that money over there instead of coming back? Because I noticed that a lot of artists are going and doing that.
Well, what we normally do, like we went over there this year. We toured over there for about 2 weeks. We did about 6, 7 cities over there. So it's almost like you get homesick over there. You get to be over there. It ain't still, to me, it's still not like America. I'll be like, man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get back to the house, man. It's like it's cool, but what I can say is safe. You got to worry about getting shot. Everybody got to go. If you're gonna fight, it's all hands.
It's all knuckle up.
It's all knuckle up. You know what I'm saying? But I never thought about moving there, but I do think we think about going over there touring for, let's do a month or 2 months and come back home. But it's like moving there, no.
Now, when you first came out, how was the reception that your family gave you? Not just individuals that know you, like your family gave you from coming back off tour. How did they receive you back home? Like, oh shoot, they the super group now.
Oh yeah, like man, like they can't believe we made it. Especially when you come from the projects, and like we the people that nobody thought we like really. Me and my brother's success really blindsided everybody, including our parents. It's like they like, wow. It's like we went from, we was teenagers. You talking about 16, 17 years old. We go from high school, basically still in high school, to running around, going to Jack Yates, running around the projects, to end up getting a guy end up giving us a break and signed us and flew us to Miami, recorded an album. It came out and blew up. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it just it was more like, oh yeah, they the super group. Now then come find being the first group out of Houston to really sell over 1 million albums and really put the city in the map. So it was mega for a long time. It still is mega for us in the city. People like they respect H-Town out here. They more like, they know what's up. That we were a group that really paved the way for a lot of artists and a lot of the why people know this city is on the map right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Did they ever give y'all a city sign on the streets yet?
We haven't got that, but we have got a H-Town day. They gave us our own day to keep to the city for us to our own day. We got that and stuff like that, but we haven't got our the street and nothing like that. And then what's so difficult about it, since we named H-Town, everybody's starting to begin to use that name. Just like sometimes it's so bad now to where we do a show out here, you can't just say H-Town. You have to say R&B group H-Town, because that think you just talking about, you know what I'm saying? The Rockets starting to call themselves H-Town.
One of the greatest things that I can recall about H-Town is this. Before there was the video display of groups versus groups, your group and Portrait did that joint. I think it was Arsenio Hall show, wasn't it? Or was
it was the Robert Townsend show.
Robert Townsend show. When y'all came out and Portrait came out, y'all were the ones that went head to head. And the things that y'all did to the audience, man, y'all wasn't fair, but but that was one of the greatest shows I remember watching. And I was like, now think about it, and as we talk, and I'm like, yo, y'all really did a versus battle before versus even came out.
Yeah.
So what was that like with y'all in Portrait? Because Portrait had some good jams too back then.
Man, it was, we were just, it was all in fun, man. It was just, it like sometimes like that stuff. I go back and look at some of that stuff myself, and I be like, "Wow, who is that? Is that really? That's really me?" Because sometimes, because I look so different now, and I go back and look and say, like, "Dang." It's almost like when I look at that, it's like I'm looking at a whole other person. Like I'm sitting back, like just looking at it, like I'm a fan of it, but it's me. But I'm like, it don't seem like it's me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know? So I just say, it was just fun, man. It's like I'll tell you about it, man. When you get that type of success, you got to really enjoy it because it's like it comes, and before you know it, it'll be like, man, what happened? You know what I'm saying? It be, you know, I ain't gonna say gone, but everybody, I think every group get to a point where they get a freeze period where you're like, whoa, no, you know, so just freeze for a minute.
Well, I
and
just
then work to get it back. You know what I'm saying?
I also want to say to you that I have to give y'all mad props, man, because rest in peace and power to your brother. Because when we found out of his passing, a lot of people wondered what was H-Town going to do. You know, most of the time people be like, yo, is he going to they're going to re-put somebody in the group? You know, like when Bobby Brown left New Edition, they were like, what's going to happen? So they got Johnny Gill. But now when you came to H-Town, y'all held it down. You know, y'all didn't add on a person. So you kept holding it down and kept it real with H-Town it is. So I got to give y'all that shots and love for that right there.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Appreciate that. You know, we turned down money. A lot of people don't know when my brother passed, you know, we was about to sign a major deal, $1 million deal. And they was like, y'all put somebody else in the group or we're going to renege on the deal. So I was like, hey, we can do the deal, just me and GI, but I'm not putting nobody else, a third member in my group, because I really couldn't, especially at that time, take seeing somebody else in my brother's spot. And then the fans, you know, they didn't really want to see it. Dino was such a phenomenal piece and vocalist in our group to where I was like, hey, man, you know, we got to keep it like this. Y'all either accept it like this. But even today, I have incorporated my brother back into my show. I do a tribute to my brother. Every show I do a tribute to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have a thing now we call it Dino Bop, but it's kind of just to bring him back. You know, with the guy got a face that looks just like him. When he walks out on stage, looks just like Dino. It's more like a tribute thing to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Intertwined with us on stage. You know what I'm saying?
You ever thought about doing a video hologram?
Oh yeah, most definitely. We thought about trying to get a hologram and all that, man, but it's so expensive. Boy. Like, there ain't no punk. You talking about like some serious money. So, we've been working on that. So now I end up getting I got like the Dino thing going with the face, with the puppet head. It's like you put it on. I don't know if y'all ever seen it, but you put it on and it looked just like I'm in the face.
Okay.
He walks out and he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we let everybody know this is a tribute to my brother. You know,
absolutely.
We have the background, the videos and stuff like that. So, you know, we keep him. He most definitely is alive and well in H-Town. You know,
definitely. For all fans, you know, that was a tragic loss to all of us who were a big H-Town fans, and we would always, you know what I'm saying, think about how far he actually took the group and how far the group went with him. But I wanted to ask a question like, who did you want to do a verse? Like when verses came out, did you want to do a verses? Was there a group that you had in mind that you wanted to get at work to?
I felt the only two groups we could have gave that work to would have been number one, Jodeci, and number two, Silk. Because I think the styles, like you want to match up a great night of love making music, you know, H-Town and Jodeci or H-Town and Silk. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else is more like, you know, but those groups right there would have been a good run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that right there would have been awesome because those have been y'all contemporaries. They was out when y'all was out.
Yeah. With the H-Town, Jodeci, and Silk, we was more the early 90s. That's what Jacket is, the 112, the Nexus. They was more late 90s. 97 on down. We come from like 92 on down. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because I was looking at that like to say somebody to do verses, that was who I was thinking, either Jodeci or Silk. And I know that y'all was on the road together.
Yeah, most definitely. We was on the road together.
Y'all was on the road together. So being on the road with those groups, the competition I know was high. We're on
the road with them now. We just did a tour with Silk and all them guys. It's more like we're more mature now. But back then it was more like, it almost could have went to blow.
I was about to say you have to tell some strong bus stories.
but now it's more like, hey man, it's friendly competition, and and me, I really too much don't get caught up in no more. I'm just all about getting that check and that money. What I'm saying? A lot of times people get caught up in who going first and going second. Right, I kind of just lean on wherever the promoter want me to go to keep the peace and to keep the money rolling. Hey, that's kind of how I operate now. But back then it was on some you ain't you. It was like that. But now as I'm older, I'm a man, got kids and family, mouths to feed. I don't have to be arguing with who this. I say all of us are great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We all got hits.
Well, Shazam, I know we coming down to the last part of the show. I want our fans to be able to go out and support you, support the group, make sure that they come to your shows, buy your merchandise, also to get that EP. So can you tell them where they can find you at or see you on tour at, where they can get the EP and everything else?
Well, right now the EP is on Spotify, iTunes, all the digital platforms is out right now, called Date Night with 6 songs on it. Our website is www.htown4ever.com. And then we also have my personal Instagram is at Shazam of H-Town, and Gi's is at GI of H-Town. And then we also have the Instagram is at htownforlife.com. At htown for life. I think that so just be on that. You know what? I mean, that's why I need GI here, because GI's the internet guy. I'm more like that. He's the internet guy. I don't know where you know what I'm saying.
Right.
At H-Town for life. Yeah. Yeah. At H-Town for life on Instagram.
Okay. Now, do you have any tour dates?
Right now we got Hampton, Virginia. We got Kansas City getting ready to come up. We're getting ready to do some in Houston. We're going to do some with TSU to college down here in Houston. That's what I could think. I think we got about 5 dates right now. But off the top of my head, I could think of Hampton, Virginia, February the 11th. And we got Kansas City getting ready to come up. I don't really have dates right away in my mind, but we have about 5 dates right now that's coming up. And then we got a tour, the 90s. We got the 90s tour going to be kicking off. I think we're going to be going out with H-Town Silk, 112, Tony Braxton, Keisha Cole, and Tevin Campbell. Is going to be kicking off sometime in March. That's what a production company we're working with, Global Productions.
Right.
Global Productions that we're working with. That's getting ready to put that tour on.
So when y'all see H-Town come to your town, you make sure you get them tickets. You make sure you go up there and show some love, get that merchandise, download that music, get all of H-Town material. Let them know, show them the love, man.
And ladies, make sure your batteries are full when you start a video. These brothers take his shirt off.
Yeah, I ain't took my shirt off in years. Give me the March. I'm working on it. I said, give me the March, y'all. I know the women are a little bit older now. They really don't care, but I want to do it for myself. I feel like people haven't got a real H-Town experience until I take the shit off and put the whipped cream on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we ain't too old. We ain't that old now. So I was like, you know what? I need to give the people a real H-Town experience. We got everything else, but we got to get these stomachs down a little bit. We can take the shirt. You know what I'm saying? And with the whipped cream. Because people be asking me, what a whipped cream, man? I ain't no whipped cream on this stomach right now. But I'm working on it, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna need batteries for more than the phone. They get that whipped cream.
Yeah.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, you know it's about that time. I kick it off over here to my big brother, K-Wise. You know what time it is. Shazam, thank you for coming on. We definitely appreciate you, man.
True indeed. Like we tell everybody, my brother, you don't have a home away from home. You got a home right here.
Most definitely, man.
Show, you know what I'm saying?
Anything that y'all got to promote, you know what I mean? Just bring it right here. We're going to definitely break it right here. We definitely going to push it right here. And my cousin going to holler out, we want child support preparations. I don't know.
We got y'all, man.
Yeah, reparations.
No, man.
Child support reparations.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go into how many babies that was made off of knocking boots and lifting up and down. I don't even want to talk about
the population in the United States of America. 1/3. I do give myself 1/3 of the population, man. Like the 90s babies at that time, 1/3 of the population.
I don't even want to speak on it.
Don't even want to talk about
it. I plead the fifth.
Yeah. That's it. That's it for real.
Yeah.
But listen, put that H-Town on. You're going to be in family court 9 months later.
Yeah.
And you will be on Maury's show.
Yeah, well, definitely.
I wasn't the father. It's H-Town. I'm trying to tell you that they did that.
That's H-Town, baby.
Yeah.
Yo, Shazam, it was a pleasure and honor my brother.
Give us 2 minutes after the show, and so we can make sure that you get everything as far as the show is concerned and what have you.
Okay.
All right. So everybody, I'm gonna pull you in the background. While I do that, I'm gonna let this H-Town play while I talk a bit. All right, y'all. You have just been blessed and graced with our guest, Shazam of the great H-Town. You know what I'm saying? So all I got to do is say keep it locked and keep it tight with the Real2reel360 show. Myself and my brother, my co-host Joshua Allah, we bringing y'all the realness and we bringing y'all the truth. All right, we're gonna see you when we see you. We got more special entertainment, y'all. And holler at me at midnight for the Real2reel360 show on TikTok after dark with DJ K-Wise. All right, we'll see you when I see you. Peace.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we starting to come to the end of the show. Right now, I want to take the time out and thank our guests for coming on. Also, too, we want to make sure that y'all listening and subscribing and tell a friend and keep sharing because we're going to keep bringing y'all the real content. You know what I mean? So, DJ K-Wise, my brother, take us up out of here, son.
True
Peace.
I want to give a big shout out to the nation of gods and nurses. To all the human families on the planet Earth, I say peace. But to our subscribers, those who continue to watch and listen to the show each and every time we come on, I give a big shout out of love, peace, and happiness to you. To peace, the man, woman, and child of the you and I verse. It's time for us to disperse. We bring the best, not the worst. We thank you once again for tuning in to the Real360. Bring a friend to hit that like and subscribe so we continue to grow to bring more knowledge and wisdom to you. Upon our show, you make it possible for us to do what we do. Now it's time I end it just the way